Hi, my name is Tammy Reger, and I'm a higher self illumination healer. I help my clients heal the past so that they can have a bright and beautiful future, not just in this lifetime, but any life forward for their ancestors as well as their children. If you've been listening to my videos over the last week or two, maybe more than that, I lose track. There is a moment that we're all moving into where our higher selves are becoming more integral in our physical bodies. And to do this, we're going through deep transformations on both the physical, the mental, and the spiritual aspects of ourselves. But the month of March is a hugely transformational month for us as individuals. And there have been moments throughout this month where your higher self may be giving you glimpses of who you are to become. The first day this happened was on 3/3. I had a vision. I know many other people had visions. People have received what I call marching orders for, they received a vision of what the future holds for them, even if it may seem totally in left field, while other people had dreams about things that may be blocking them from being able to take that next step in integration process with your higher self. So if you had a dream, if you wrote it down that day, great. You should definitely take a look to see what might be buried in there. My dream in the beginning looked like, or felt very threatening, just the way it was crafted. But it was done in such a way so that I would remember it. And when I dove into it deeper, I could see that what I saw as threatening really wasn't. And there was a deeper meaning there. So in these weeks, as we build into the solstice, there is this giant push from your higher self in order to allow more integration of it into your own physical body. Now, I've been saying a long time, what does that mean? And for me, I'm starting to get glimpses of what that means. And that means that I need to own up to or build a relationship with my higher self so that what she wants and I want are in alignment. And this vision I had on 3/3 is something that I've never dreamt about doing. It's so out of left field for me. But it's very apparent as I work through it and I would get the whole body feels and everything else that it is true. But instead of focusing on how I get there and how that happens, they want us to reel back, because if you were seeing a vision of what you are to become, it's not going to happen tomorrow. There's a whole process that you have to go through in order to get there. How long that takes is already been planned out by your higher self before you were born. So there's nothing to figure out there. But today is my coming out day. So I am going to start putting my feet or toes in the water with what I saw in that dream I had in 3/3. And this is something that I've already been doing. It's not something that is brand new to me. It's just not something that I've shared publicly. Now, I already channel. If you've watched my live videos on Thursdays or even on my videos, I do already channel Archangels, Metatron, Goddess Mott, Jesus, Mother Mary, Anubis, whoever has come through, Wadjet, who's another Egyptian pantheon goddess. And so it's not a huge leap, but yet it is. And this is something that started to happen to me last March. And when I first started to do the Facebook Lives in my Facebook group, I started to get information that I wasn't looking for. It wasn't something that I was trying to connect to. It just was something that was happening. And that is that I very deeply connect to the energy of Lady Liberty, as well as the soul of the country. And there have been glimmers of that in my past, even before that started to happen. I had done a family constellation thing with a friend like 4 years ago, and I didn't ask for it, it just happened. Her energy came through me, fast and furious, tears, the whole thing. And it was the first time I'd actually felt her presence. And then on July 4th, or the day before July 4th, almost 2 years ago, I'd gone to see fireworks, and I could feel her standing next to me. And as we watched the fireworks, and there was a lot of anger and sadness in her. And then walking back to my car, I tripped and fell and basically punched the earth and broke my hand. So this energy that I'm now going to channel for you all is the energy of Lady Liberty and the soul of the nation. Everything has an essence, a soul. So there's a essence to the country as well as a state, as a city or town, and they all have their own wishes and desires for the people who call them home. And before I start channeling the information in, one of the things that many people talk about is how we've disconnected from the cycles of Earth, the seasons, the trees, whatever. But we've also very much disconnected from the energy of the country, state, or city we live in. And there's no coincidence as to where you are living currently. You were asked to be there for a specific purpose. But when we're not connected to the energy of this, we lose focus on why we were asked to be here right where you are now during this time. And this is a big moment for me to have the courage to share this. This is not something that I've shared again with the public. I've had a week and a half of having to work through a lot of stuff to get me here. And I'm happy to finally do it. I think my YouTube channel will change. You will at least get one video where I will channel Lady Liberty, as well as the Soul of the Nation, which is slightly different energy. They obviously work together, but they have a little bit of a different appeal to them. So we'll see how they come through today. We may also get some of the Egyptian pantheon today, as well as I know Archangel Metatron is here, as well as many, many others. When I opened the box for today, they just kept coming, they kept coming. So I know this work is very important. So I'm just going to start because I can talk and talk and talk and resist this, but I know that they don't want me to. So before I started this, I had some technology problems, and while my computer was rebooting, I dealt cards based on what Lady Liberty wanted me to talk about today. I also dealt 2 Metatron cards, as he also has some input on this. So I'm using the same cards I always do, the Enchanted Oracle Map Deck by Colette Baron Reed to start with Lady Liberty, and then I'm using Amanda Ellis's Archangel Metatron cards for Metatron. So I'm just going to start, and I'm just going to be open to whatever comes through. And if you're listening, I want to thank you for allowing me to have this time to share this with you, because it is so much a giant leap for me. And I only hope that I can be there for you when you decide to make your giant leap. So I'm going to just let her through and have her introduce herself, or whatever she wants to say. Hi, everyone. I'm so happy for all of you who have come today or in the future to listen to my call. My heart has been broken. I cry for you. I cry for the nation. I've been crying for the nation for hundreds of years. And not one turns and asks, what was I created for? What was this original vision created for? Everyone says that they understand what we are or who you are. But do you really? Do you understand who I am? What I have hoped and dreamed for you all to have in everyone's life, as I called you to live within my borders in this lifetime and others. And every time I ask you to come in, I pray that you will learn from the lessons of the past and not keep repeating the same thing over and over and over again. I sit in dismay. I wonder if you'll ever wake up and truly see the truth that's around you. And no, it's not on the news, and nor is it on the internet. The truth of who you are and the truth of who I am and your connection to me lives within your own heart space. And because many of you have lived many lifetimes within this country, you have a lot of trauma that prevents you from being able to connect, not just to me, but to the soul of the nation. The soul of the nation will come in a moment as she's waiting patiently to see how this is received. You see, she doesn't think anyone cares about her anymore. It's just some paper or something that happened in the past that doesn't matter now. Time is an illusion, which means she's just as alive today as she was when the founding fathers brought her into existence. And the founding fathers, as well as their presidents along the line, have been connected to me, but maybe not knowingly, or her. And we want you to know that where you are now is not where we had hoped you to be at this point. I hope that you would have not only learned from the past in this country, but from the past lives that many of you have lived in other civilizations that have gone through the same cycles that ended up in the same dark hole. And I want you to know that I love you regardless of where you are right now. I don't see divisions. I don't see borders. I see all of your hearts. Even though you can't see your own, I see your hearts. I want you all to be able to see what I see. There's such beautiful people in this land. No matter where you live, it doesn't matter. I love all of you. The original plan was for everyone to call this home, to be on equal footing, no matter the background, beliefs, traumas, religions, or cultures. I don't see that. I see your soul, and your soul is none of those things. Your soul is of pure light from the source that has created you and all the beautiful things on earth and in this country. But when you focus on all of the bad things that have happened in the past, and I understand that there has been a lot of stuff that this country needs to come to terms with, but know that by blaming the past or blaming people will not get you to connect to me and understand what it is I need from you now. Everyone that's here now has a purpose in helping me and the soul of the nation build what our original intention was, as the next version of it starts to seed into the land from sea to shining sea. There is not one person that is to do this. Everyone is involved. Every single one of you. Even if you didn't know that you were. Know that your higher self is very much involved in this process. But in order to do this, you must put the swords away. You must put away the biting words. You must put away the emotional triggers and do the healing work so you can connect to me to truly feel the love that I have for you. I have experienced a lot of scary moments in this country. Times when I thought, why are you doing this again? You've done this over and over and over again to no avail. Only brings more hurt. And more people hurt, the more people hurt others. It's just not the way. I, Liberty, stand for liberty and justice for all. No matter who you are, I don't see you as you stand today. I see you as the soul that you have been from the moment you were created and landed on this beautiful planet. Are you ready to come home to me? Are you ready to reconnect to who I am and what I stand for? Are you ready to put down the call to arms? Are you ready to put down the sword, the biting words, the emotional triggers and traumas that prevent you from being able to connect to the true essence of not only who I am, but who you are and what your role is in helping me forward? When you look at the flag, I want you to think of me, not of what the country is today, but who I am and what I stand for. You know this. Your soul knows this. It's only the conscious self that stands in the way of you being able to see the truth of this and your part to play and birthing it forward. So, like I said before, I've dealt a couple of cards for her. And the first one is Sad Embrace. And unlike the other things, I tried to read about these before, of course, I got on. And she was adamant that I was supposed to let her speak about these. So I will not be reading from the book. I am going to instead allow her to talk about these. This is still Lady Liberty. I do get a sense that the soul of the nation will come through at the end, that there's no promise. She may not come through today. We'll see. She's telling me to put this card up again. I want you to look deeply at this picture. What do you see? What do you see in this? Because I want you to see that this is me. I sit with my arms around my legs and my head on my knees, crying for you, weeping for you, praying for you, hoping that you'll see that in order for you to have what you truly desire in your heart, not just for you, but for the country, you need to connect to who you really are and who I really am. I want to be able to hold you in this embrace, but I want you to know that I feel very alone these days. I feel like I exist in a void. No one hears me. No one hears my call. No one cares. As everyone fights for their piece of me, their corner of me. I'm not to be owned. I am to be loved. And my position is to always remain whole. And each one of you are a piece of the puzzle that is part of the whole. And in order for me to embrace you, to be able to feel you, I need you to own who you are, but also start to see the beautiful souls that surround you and what their purpose is as you learn to work together Everyone has hurts. Everyone has broken hearts. Everyone has dreams that have gone to waste, including me. This country has existed for hundreds of years, and I wait, and I wait some more, and I wait some more, and I pray one day that enough of you will light up to see the truth of what is happening around you. This country was created for we, the people, for all of you to have a voice, but also to be my voice, to respect the ideals and the vision that I had for this country from the very beginning, even before the Constitution and Bill of Rights were written. And during those times, enough people were able to connect to me to bring forth those documents that you very much value to this day. But honestly, many of you have forgotten the truth of why they were created, or even what people went through in order to get the bare minimum done. I have a grander vision for you. But right now, I sit alone in the corner in the dark, wondering if and when anyone will ever turn the light on and ask what it is I want. What is it that I see for the whole of the nation, including you and many others? I'm here to help you heal. I'm here to help me heal. As you heal, I heal. We cannot bring our wounds forward. They will only create more wounds. I am letting go of my wounds in order to let go of the fatigue, sadness, and grief that I feel. I'm asking you to join me. Are you ready to join me in my vision, in my wanting to bring forth not just the original tent, but something greater as it has evolved through time? Through the coming weeks and months, I will talk more about that. But for now, I just want you to connect to me as you see me in this card, crying for you, praying for you, but not just you, every soul that calls this nation home. Okay. Next one. This is Magical Map Shifter. She'll me to put it down. Magical Map Shifter. That's what I see all of you as. You have the power within you to create all the abundance, all the success, all the love, all the adventure, all the happiness, joy, wonder, and awe that you could possibly ever imagine. But you will never find it outside yourself. It's within you that you create that world. The world does not change from the upper ladder and the people who stand at the top. It instead starts at the bottom with you. As you change, the world around you changes. And then I can change, and I can help show more people how to change, as you are the leader in showing how people can live in order to bring forth the abundance, the peace, the joy, the wonder, and awe that I want all of you to experience, not someday in another lifetime, but now. And it's within your power to do this right now. No one has to change outside of you. There doesn't have to be a circumstance met. Doesn't have to be a specific result. It just starts with you wanting to do it. And you can shift your world just by turning your intention inside you, feeling the truth of who you are and the truth of those emotions that have up to this point have been making you feel like you need to find a reason to feel that way. And I'm here to tell you that, take it from me, after 200 plus years of watching this beautiful nation go through hell and back, it's not about the outside world, it's about you. Yes, there's a collective consciousness, but you're part of that. And the energy that you bring to the collective consciousness is what you will multiply. Do you want to keep repeating the past 250 years in this country, or do you want something new, a new evolution, a new place of creativity, expansion, freedom, equality, love, abundance? It's all waiting for you. But it will never happen outside of you. It must happen inside. So I invite you to connect to me. Ask me. I will help you, show you how to shift the hurt that you have inside so that you can start to create the world that your soul desires. I know many of you feel alone and forgotten, like your words and your thoughts don't matter, and that other people seem to make themselves bigger than you. But I don't see that. I know there's people out there who want that because they keep you separate from your truth. As long as they can keep your focus on someone else and allow you to believe it's their fault, then they take your magic away. They steal your magic map shifter. They take your power away. You have the power within you to be seen and know that I know that your words matter, your dreams matter, and the goals that you have matter. And I also know that your higher self has bigger goals for you than you can even imagine right now. So today I ask if you're willing to take back your magical map shifter and ask for my help or any other guides that you work with to help you realize the power you really have, and that the division and the hate is only driving you farther and farther away from your own truth. Okay. And the last card is goblins. This was upside down. I'll let her channel. I know what this card is, but I need a bit of water. Goblins. Funny little creatures, aren't they? Hiding in the shadows, waiting to jump on you, waiting to whisper in your ear about something outside of you that they want you to put attention on. Sounds like a great purpose or a great rise to action, but it's not. Goblins take you away from your truth. Goblins say to look over there, see what they're doing, and in that giving you excuse not to look at the truth of what you're doing. They don't want you to see the beauty that lies inside of you, or the strength that is laying in wait, or the power inside of you that wants to say no more, that it's over and it ends with me. But it doesn't end with you by going out there and following the goblins. It ends with you, with your willingness to go within yourself and see what part you have in this. See, everyone who is alive now in this nation once lived here before. And in essence, you're the ones who need to do the clearing work in order to reset the balance in this country. The balance has been greatly unbalanced for a long time. There's an imbalance as you work with one another. There's an imbalance with nature, Mother Earth, and how you treat her, how you treat her abundance, the food, the natural gifts to help provide balance within the body, and so much more. Again, lot to talk about, and I'm trying to be brief. But know that the person I talked to has been keeping me quiet for a while, so it's a little bottled up, so I apologize. But no more. I'm ready to rise. I'm ready to rise through you together. But I need you to pull your energy away from these goblins. Not only are they trying to distract you away from your own truth and your own purpose and what it is that you need to heal in order to help heal the national collective, but they're actually pulling your energy off of you, siphoning it off. You know what they feed on? Fear, anger, resentment, jealousy, and envy. That is not what this country was built on. That was not the grand vision. That is not what the Constitution is written on, nor the Bill of Rights. Do you know what it was built on? The concept of unconditional love, meaning to love thy neighbor, regardless of religion, culture, beliefs. Not one's beliefs is better than another. I want you to think back about all of the great things that have happened in this nation. The invention of the car, the invention of colored TV. And while there are things I'd like to talk about that in the future, it still was a great technological leap in this country that has brought people together in ways that they couldn't before. You're on the precipice of being able to bring forth another version of this nation where you will go through an evolutionary leap where there will be new inventions and creations and ways of being that will further my mission and the mission I have for all of you in the world. So this goblin card is an ask for you to take your attention away from all of the outside noise that wants to draw you away from your own truth. I need you. I asked for your higher self to come during this lifetime in order to work with me, the soul of the nation, Lady Liberty. And while I'm being channeled through this one vessel, know that anyone and everyone can connect to me as long as you have an open heart and you come to me with unconditional love and being open to see your truth and how your past has created where you are now, not just individually, but as a nation. And as the days and weeks go forward, and as I share more with you, more of that will come out. But for now, I just want you to focus on yourself. Can you take your energy away from that? There's no one here that's going to save you except yourself. I asked you to come during this time because I needed you. I need every one of you to look inside and figure out where in your past have you maybe directly or indirectly helped create where you are today. No one can do that for you. You must do it yourself. I stand with you. I hold you in an embrace as you become courageous enough to go there. I know some are ready and some aren't, and that's okay. I will take who are. And this cannot wait. It's of the utmost importance that it starts to happen today. Even if it starts with 5 people and grows from there, I'm okay with that. But it needs to start happening. Disconnect yourself from the goblins and allow yourself to hear your own truth of who you are to become and how you are to help me and the soul of the nation. Okay, so I have no idea how long I've been on here. Zoom doesn't like to give me times, which frustrates me. But I'm going to try to get Metatron through really quickly. Maybe hear something from the soul of the nation really quickly. I know she's here, but we'll see. It's not that she's shy. She's saying she wants to make sure that we're ready. She doesn't want to waste her breath. She's telling me to let Metatron through first, so I will. So Archangel Metatron's first card is Conquering Fear. Now, in Lady Liberty's channeling before, she kind of mentioned fear. In this world we live in, there's only 2 variations of emotion, really, and the other is just subsets of it. And it's fear and love, and not conditional love, unconditional love, like the love that you feel for a pet. That's unconditional love. So I'll let Metatron through. Metatron is saying, you are splitting your nation up into little tiny chunks based on your fears. Uniting with people who have the same fears. You know anything about law of attraction, you know that what you focus on, you'll just create more proof of. You don't get the opposite of what you fear by putting all your attention on the fear. But more than that, I want you to see how this nation that you call home is being broken up into these little teeny fear boxes as there's this call to fear. And in honoring fear, you lose your connection to the unconditional love that wants to flow through you. Not just Lady Liberty and the soul of the nation, but Source. Source is pure love, but unconditional love. Doesn't matter who you are, what mistakes you've thought you've made, what regrets you have. It loves you as you are, imperfectly perfect. Every lifetime that you've had, your soul has had a mission, whether it's to help a collective or whether it's for your soul to grow. If you were perfect, you wouldn't have anything to grow for and you wouldn't necessarily be here. But as Source, or the universe, is ever expanding and ever growing, since you're a part of Source, you too expand. But fear will not get you there. Well, I take that back. Fear can get you there if you use it as a tool. But you cannot use it as a tool to harm others. Instead, you need to use it as a tool to figure out the trauma and limiting beliefs that the fear is trying to call forth within you. Because this fear has found you, it's because somewhere inside of you, your higher self is pushing it forward in order for you to figure out where it came from so you can let it go, not harbor it and nurture it and build it and create proof and more proof and more proof and more proof of why it's true. You have the power within you to change that fear. And I dare you to just try it once. Try to work on one of these fears. Don't you want to see a different place? A different world? Fear won't get you there. Fear has been ruling the world for a long time, way before this nation existed, tens of thousands of years. And just look at history. Has fear gotten you anywhere? No. Fear just creates division, anger, resentment, envy, jealousy. No one's coming to take anything away from you. We want to actually give you more than you can imagine. But as long as you think that, you'll create that. We cannot give you what you are not heart-centered and aligned to. You must first find it within yourself, and then you will find it outside of yourself. So I ask that you start to actually conquer your fear. And this doesn't just mean moving through it. Many people will say that you just move through it. And yes, there are times where you just move through it. Say you're going to make a speech on a stage. You move through fear and you just do it. But fear isn't always meant to be moved through. Instead, you're supposed to conquer it. And you conquer it by healing the original reason why you have the fear to begin with. Many of you have lived many lifetimes where you've experienced deep, deep trauma that has created these fears. So it's not unfound. But the answer isn't to focus on the fear. The answer is to go within and figure out where the fear came from so you can wipe it from your DNA and reestablish yourself back to your original blueprint. So you can live without that fear and create the total opposite around you. The power to do that is inside of you. It's waiting dormant inside of you for you to figure out what that fear actually ties you back to. But as long as you continue to carve these little fear boxes out all around your nation, know that you will only find more to fear and more to fear. It's how the law of cause and effect works, as well as the law of attraction. In order for you to see something different, you must shift. You can't wait for people outside of you to shift, the people around you. You can't wait for a friend to shift or a company to shift. You must shift. You must believe in the vision that Lady Liberty and the soul of this nation have for all of you. And when you put energy towards that, you put energy towards manifesting it into existence, not in a year from now, right now. It's in your power to do so. But you need to stop drawing lines of fear all around this country and instead look within in order to start to create lines that you can anchor all around this country. The trails of love. Love unites. Love allows you to see the truth in other people, not the vessel that stands in front of you, but the soul that lives inside of it. You're all connected, every single one of you. Even if you don't know the person that lives on the other side of the country, know that your higher self and soul knows them. So I need you to start or stop putting your attention towards what you fear most and instead peer within and see what your higher self, working with Lady Liberty, wants you to actually focus on to allow you to bring in that world that your heart and soul truly desire. And I want you to know that it's possible, not just in this, not in another lifetime, but right now. And I need you to believe in that. I need you to believe that for yourself first, not for anyone else. I just need you to believe in that for yourself. Are you willing to do the courageous and brave work to conquer your fear in order for yourself to unite with your truth and the truth of Lady Liberty in the heart of this nation? And the last card from Metatron, and Lady Liberty talked a lot about this. I'll let him come through because I won't try to ad lib, although I could. Many of you are still living in a shadow of yourself. You don't really see your true self. You think you do, but you don't. Your true authentic self, your higher self, doesn't exist in fear, doesn't exist in hate or anger. It exists from a point of unconditional love. Your higher self came forward to do a number of things, and of course it varies depending on who you are and what your soul agreed for you to do during this lifetime. But know that you came here to heal your own heart. In this timeline that you're in, the energy is high enough so that you can heal the past in order for you to have a great, big, and beautiful future. And know it's waiting for you. You just need to connect to it. But part of that is for you to own your own truth. Not to own someone else's truth, but to own your own truth. To really work with the energy of discernment. To allow people to have their beliefs. And for you to say, is that really true? Not by trying to do the research and getting on the internet, because you know what? Your higher self knows the truth. And he or she is waiting for you to ask them. Everyone has different truths. Everyone is different on a DNA level. You are all uniquely created, each one of you. You are not meant to be the same. You learn from each other. You decide what you want in your life based on what someone else has or what you don't want. The goal of this life is not to mirror other people and become like them. The goal of this lifetime is for you to truly align with who you are, your authentic self. But in order for you to see him or her, you must be willing to look through the layers and layers and layers and layers of trash that you have compiled over many lifetimes. Many of you are experiencing your authentic self pushing through, and it's scary. It may be someone that you don't identify with at all. But I want you to know your higher self does, because they have already lived this version of yourself in another lifetime. And in fact, this lifetime, you may actually choose to be a multitude or a combination of many lifetimes, bringing forth the best qualities from those lifetimes, so you can be a different version of all of that together. It takes courage and bravery to see your true self and to acknowledge your truth. Your truth. Your job is not to make everyone else feel good about their beliefs. Your job is just to own yours with grace, not by pushing them on others, not by saying to others that if you don't believe what I believe, that you don't matter, because it's not the truth. It's not your truth. I ask you to start using discernment to allow yourself to work through the noise of what is really true for you. It's okay if you disagree. That's the whole deal. You learn through contrast. Not through suffering and sacrifice, but through contrast. And in this timeline you're in, your authentic self is waiting for you to see him or her. But in order for that to happen, you must be willing to look within to find who they are. And know that who they are up until this time might not be who they're choosing to be in the future. And you have to work through the blocks that prevent you from owning it. So it's time to own your authentic self. It's time to allow yourself to align with your truth, the truth that lies within you. If you don't have a good communication method with your authentic self or your higher self, learn how to do something like muscle testing. Use a pendulum. Connect to your heart and feel the truth, however it works for you. We need you to do this. And the truth that lies inside of you doesn't come in a package of fear, anger, or resentment. It comes out of love. We want you to connect to that. We want you to feel the beautiful flame of that grows in your heart ever stronger, that is pushing at the edges, wanting to be let out. You are not here to rule the domain of others. You're only here to rule your domain. But you must not only align with the energy of discernment, but also of kindness. Because even though you're here to rule over your domain, it doesn't mean that you are allowed to oppress others by doing so. Their reason for being here is just as important as yours. So I not only need you to allow yourself to connect to your own authentic self, I need you to allow other people the safety and grace to connect to their own. Okay. So I'm going to let to see if anything will come back through for the heart of the nation or the soul of the nation. She wants to be called the soul of the nation, so I will stay with that and see what comes through. I don't think it's going to be very long. No, it's not. It's plain and to the point. I need you to pay attention to me. My heart has been breaking. Breaking. My heart has broken. It cannot break into any more pieces. I cannot hold this anymore. Hoping one day that you'll finally see the light and be willing to help repair my heart. As you fight and squabble with each other about who's right and who's wrong, who's doing this and who's doing that, who's to blame, who can be scapegoated. I'm on the other side of the field wondering, will anybody ever come and lift me up and show me that they love me? They care about my heart. They care about my vision. They care about how I can help you, how you can help me. But you'll never find it in the fighting, the division, the need to be right, the inability to admit when you're wrong, the inability to see the sanctity and uniqueness and purpose in every soul that lives within your nation. There's not one person who is better than another. It's only your ego that wants you to believe that's true. Know that the higher selves that I work with know that that's not true. You're better than this. We are better than this. And in order for you to show that you actually care, I need you to start to pay attention to me. Ask me what it is that I need to feel love, because I haven't felt it for a really long time. And many of you may point to the 4th of July, but I'll be honest, that seems like a masquerade of some kind. One day a year, you celebrate me, but do you even know what you're celebrating? I stand there and watch those fireworks and look over you with tears in my eyes, not with celebration, as my heart breaks more and more, wishing that you really could feel me in those fireworks, and the flag, and the monuments. But you don't. You just do it one day. You say that you celebrate and love this country. And you do in some semblance. But I want to ask, when was the last time you actually connected to the soul of the nation? There are some of you who do, and I'm thankful for that. But I need more people to show that they care. They're not just going to leave me in the corner to cry myself to sleep at night, praying that when the sun rises the next day, that there'll be a different day, a better way. a glimmer of hope. I've lost hope in many ways. There is some hope now, but I've had hope in the past, only for my hopes and dreams to be smashed into smithereens. I don't want to fight anymore. I don't want to shove people down. I want everyone to be able to own their voice and know that they matter. They need to learn how to deliver their message in a way that doesn't stab me in the heart. Every time you share angry, fearful, resentful words towards another inside this country, you put a knife through my heart, as that is not what my vision was ever meant to be. Now, there will be people that you disagree with. Entirely normal. But you need to learn how to walk away. You want to show them a better way, a more enlightened, loving way? You do you. You show them the way. And in that, you plant a seed that maybe might grow, but no, it's not up to you to grow. Every person who has, or soul who has any closeness to me, I'm reaching out to now, crying for you to connect to me, to feel the pain that I've been carrying for a long time. And I need your help. Will you come and help? Will you come and establish a relationship with me so you can remember who I really am and the vision that I have for all of you, and why I called you to be here during this time so you can help me bring that forward. Thank you for listening. That's it for now. So I hope you enjoyed this to this point. I'm learning how to work with this energy. So as I work through this, how this all happens may change. But right now, they just wanted me to have a platform. That's what the Soul of the Nation asked me to do, and Lady Liberty asked me to do, is to just share their voice, give them a platform so that they could have a voice. And that's what I did today. And I will continue to do into the future. So I hopefully, if you enjoy this, or you got something out of it, that you'll like this video, because that helps me build the channel and get Lady Liberty and the Soul of the Nation's messages out to more people. So I thank you again for listening, and I hope that I get to see you on one of my next YouTube lives on Thursdays at 7 p.m. Eastern. And if not, I wish you have a wonderful day or weekend or night or wherever you are, and peace and love to you all.